This video is for those who don't have access to a trampoline, and therefore can't do the drills listed in my previous How to Do a Backflip video. There are two alternative drills that are designed to work the same as the trampoline drills, but of course without a trampoline. There are two problems that make a backflip difficult to learn. The first one is that the technique for doing a proper backflip is very counterintuitive. The intuitive method of driving your head and shoulders backwards to start the flip, while possible, is very inefficient. In the proper technique, your chest stays up and the lower half of your body comes upwards in an arc. And second, the motion of flipping backwards is so awkward that it often triggers the startle reflex. It can happen right during takeoff, or even after you're already in flight. But the startle reflex can be trained out quite easily by using the drills. And with the drills mastered, learning a backflip is actually quite simple. Note, for these drills you'll need to pad the ground. You can use pillows, a spare mattress, couch cushions. I'm sure you can find something you can use around your house. This drill emulates the rotation of a backflip, but slower and at a smaller scale. Technical info. This drill is used to both break the startle reflex to flipping backwards, and to get you used to flipping backwards, keeping your head forward and bringing your knees over your head, just like in a backflip. How to do it? Set up a soft, flat layer over the ground, similar to the one you see here. Note that this drill is very different than a normal backwards roll. All you need to do is follow these progressive steps to learn this drill safely and with proper technique. Caution: it is normal to get scared and flail during the learning of this weird skill. Just continue to drill it by using the steps to train out the reflex. This drill emulates the start, also known as the set, of a backflip. Technical info. This drill allows you to practice the motions that are at the beginning of a backflip again and again to drill the proper technique. How to do it? For this drill you need a softer setup, one you can jump and land on your back safely on. Although this drill is much simpler than the last one, it is just as important. To do it properly, just make sure you're doing these 4 things. Extend your hips to make yourself rotate. Jump completely off the ground before you tuck your knees in. Land in a candle stand. And keep looking forwards as long as you can. I'm sure you've seen lots of videos of people falling on their head trying to do a backflip. Well, here's another one as a warning. Learn it properly, or not at all. Now let me tell you specifically why these people fail. Most often, the person fully triggers their startle reflex, causing them to flail, which is due to lack of practice in breaking the reflex, whether by practicing drills or just drilling backflips. Others are caused by massively improper technique, often by people just chucking a backflip on the ground for the first time. Most of the time they're also doing backflips in stupidly unsafe places, many that I personally wouldn't do one off of. So in order to reduce the likelihood of you hurting yourself, 1. Make sure you have the drills practiced dozens of times. 2. Make sure your form and technique is proper while doing the drills. And 3. Only try your first backflip in one of these 3 setups. Note that both these setups serve the same purpose by giving you extra height and a padded surface to land on. Setup number 1. With a spotter, off a height or a hill, onto a padded surface. Setup number 2. With a spotter, onto a padded surface. Setup number 3. Off a height or a hill, onto a padded surface. About spotting. Your job as a spotter is not to catch the flipper if they mess up. That is the job of the padded surface. The spotter's job is to apply an outside force to assist the rotation of the flipper's backflip only. This video covers the standard method of spotting very well. The backdrop drill is about 75% identical to a backflip, believe it or not. There are only two things you need to do different to make it a backflip. 1. Hips and arms extend upward as hard as you can. 2. Knees come up and over your head. Right before your first backflip, warm up with the drills. Then, right before your first backflip, do 2 nice and proper backdrop drills, making sure to extend your body fully. Then, with your safe setup, do the backdrop drill with the 2 differences I just mentioned. Do it with confidence and make sure to get your knees up and over your head, and you will do a backflip. Once you have the drills mastered, it really is that simple, and most likely you'll land on your hands and knees, as you see in this clip. Keep practicing your backflip with help from the height and/or spotter to get used to the full motion of flip and the landing. You can stop using the spotter when you feel comfortable, but continue to practice your backflips with help from the height or hill for a minimum of 50 backflips. This is very important because you'll be drilling the proper technique, building your muscles, and most importantly, breaking the startle reflex in this crazy new skill. Past those 50 backflips, you can wean yourself off the height or hill, then the cushions when you feel comfortable. To ensure you're drilling the proper technique into your muscle memory, watch out for these 3 things while practicing your backflips. 1. Not extending your legs fully. Make sure you fully extend and complete your jump so you don't cut off your height. 2. Leading with your head and shoulders, also known as whipping. Your shoulders can lead into the flip a little bit, but if you can't keep looking forward, they're going back too far. 3. Landing forward of where you started. Although this is uncommon, a backflip traveling forward is much more likely to trigger your startle reflex. Make sure you land at minimum a few inches behind where you started. Even with all these precautions, teaching yourself a backflip remains very dangerous. Personally, I do not recommend learning a backflip anywhere but with a qualified gymnastics coach. I also know that people that want to learn a backflip will try it anyway. So this video is largely a harm reduction video, giving people that would likely be trying the backflip anyway the least dangerous methods possible.